How's it going, Bladesters? Working to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. This one we do have the Ferrum Forge Archbishop 2.0 Pro Series. Pro Series meaning production. So that's going to be the ones here made by we for them. But they also do have a little bit more quality control. They do check it out. So it's designed and inspected in California, produced in China. So that's going to be how these are made here. So you have a few different models. So that's going to be some of the difficulty that you're going to find with some of these, is just to be able to figure out which style of handle to go with. And so that's where I'm going to try and figure out myself as far as which one of these I prefer, because there's one that I really liked when I first saw it, and then I'm going to see if that's actually the same one that I actually choose overall as far as what I like. So that's what we're going to be doing today for this. We have the through work, we have the contour, and we have the chevron pattern. So that's going to be the three handles that we have here. For steel wise, these are M390, so they have very good steel for each one of these. So all of them M390. So that's going to be something that's going to be the same across these lines. So corrosion resistant side is going to be about 86th percentile. Hardness about a 73rd percentile for the knives, and then also for edge retention. Again, that's against super steels. Some things that have like crazy edge retention. So about an 83rd percentile for that. So that's going to be across the board. So just the same thing with a lot of WE knives. They're very particular as far as where they put information on the blades. So on this one, I don't even know where they put it. So it's right here on so M390 as far as where they put that denotion for the blade steel. So each one of the knives, WE is kind of known for having like really not a lot of any type of billboarding on their knives. So you kind of have to look for those little denotions on the blade, and they're usually very small for a lot of that information. So we're going to look at some of the other knives here. So in comparison to these, they're all going to be same size. So we'll just kind of throw some other ones in between to see comparison wise. So like a Delica, as far as what that's going to look like for it. One that's actually really an enjoyable knife for me, which is going to be this one here. This one is the one is, and I forgot the name of it. So that one is the Bullet from WE. And then we have the Smooth Criminal. Then we have this one. It's going to be the full size. Oops, sorry about that. A little hard to work with so many knives. So this is going to be the full size Griptilian. Then we have one from Bestech. This is called the Horus. So a few of those you might have, a few of those you might not know about. So check them out as far as some of those blades and some things that are available out there for the knives that are really around. And a lot of them have really good steels now from reputable companies as well. So you can kind of see which one you prefer the best out of that grouping. So we're going to look at hand sizing as well, as far as that goes, for going to be for an adult female hand first off, and then we'll go into the adult male hand. And again, that's going to be in this upward orientation, so as you put your hand down on it. So print out that chart if you actually want to see how that's going to fit for you, and then we'll do adult male hand as far as what that looks like for them. These, the weight wise, you're going to have a little bit of deviation between it, but not much. So you're going to have, this one's going to be the lightest, which is the through work. So there's a 4.5, then you go to 4.6 and 4.7 ounces. So really not much difference between those blades. And then you will also have a little difference in detent for them as well. So I'll try to do those flipper tabs a little bit different shape, which makes it a little bit more difficult to do this pull test, but we'll try and do the best we can here. So 2 pounds 12 for the through work. $2.14 for the chevron. Oops, slipped off there. Come on. and 3 pounds 8 for this one. So for personal preference wise, 2 to 3 pounds is a pretty good weight for the pole. So the other one's a little bit higher, but it still is a very comfortable action. The jimping on it isn't too bad as far as anything that's going to be really digging in for it. So I did have my finger on that lock bar, but it is something that is a very nice setup. The action's good on all 3 of them. But for the ability to open these knives, they have about a 15-degree close. So basically from the upright position to when it's actually on the blade, it's going to be about 15 degrees. So that's actually really good. Some of the blades have a really far travel, where it actually would be on the decent ball would be on the blade at a much further angle, which for my personal preference, I would prefer a smaller one. It actually makes it a little bit easier when you actually disengage. It's already in the blade and you can close it down. So that's my personal preference. So light switch wise, that's available for these. Middle finger is really very functional. Thumb is, for me, it's not very functional. I can try and do it, but it takes a little bit more technique than what I would prefer. And then also for more of a pinch and roll is available for that if you just want to slowly deploy it for the knife. It does not have an ability to do an inertia, so when you actually try and shake it out, I mean that's in there, so that's not going anywhere. So price wise, $275 is what you can get from most sites, and then you're going to have about $315 for an MSRP. Drop point 3.5 inches, a flat grind, and then these are probably about 25 to 26 thousandths behind the edge, and that's about 6 sheets of paper for it. And sharpness wise, testing was about 210 to 214, so still new high-end cutlery for these. So if you're looking to pick up a Ferrum Forge knife and then you're not be able to get the full custom knife, then look at the production ones. It has still a very good quality, even as far as some of the work that they can do on it. This would be for most people very much out of the price point if this was done in-house in one of the custom knives, and then to be able to do basically all this milling work on it. So that's one thing that's really nice about being able to farm it out to places like we to be able to do that. So that's where this flow through works. So for myself, the one that I was really drawn to when I first saw it was the chevron. So that's one thing that I thought was a really nice knife, but after using it for a little bit, I don't really like this one as much. In taking it in and out of the pocket, part of the design that I really liked about it, it also digs into the finger a little bit when taking it out of the pocket. So your thumb kind of lands right on the tip of that chevron. So that's not really something that I really like too much about it. So that's going to be kind of downside to that. This one is a nice one as far as a contour, very comfortable, very much something that is good in hand, but wasn't, as far as the style wise, I think it's a little plain, which is good for some folks. So that's why for myself, after handling and taking a look at it, I think the through work would be my choice out of the grouping. So as far as a buy, borrow, or avoid, I'd say to buy. For me, it'll be a buy for the through work. But check out for yourself. That's one thing great about these. There's just so many different varieties. So this might be somebody's favorite, that might be somebody's favorite, and for me, this is going to be the one that I would choose out of the grouping. So thanks again for your time. Let me know in the comments down below as far as what you think, and thank you again.